Hey guys, this is the Youngling saber. This was a saber commissioned to me by a customer in America just over a year ago. It was put on hold for a while because he had another baby, or rather his partner had another baby I should say, his wife, and then he contacted me again a few months ago saying to go ahead with it again. So at that point, Eastern 57 on FX Sabers decided it was a good idea to have a flash gun challenge competition, and I decided that I might as well enter this as one of the entries, as it's based on a flash gun. The rules for the competition were that it didn't need to be a flash gun, that it could have elements of flash guns, parts of flash guns, to make a custom saber. Well, I've never seen one of these converted before as far as I know. This is still the first one. If someone's got proof that one was done in the past, then please let me know, but as far as I'm concerned at this point in time, this is the first one of these vintage Kalart sabers, flash guns, sorry, camera flashes, that has ever been converted. So this saber is going to be for a 6-year-old as a Christmas present. It was meant to be for him last year as a Christmas present, but because it was put on hold, it's been shipped over this week as a Christmas present for him this year instead, as a 6-year-old. And obviously the reason the saber's called the Youngling is because it's for a youngling. Now, for comparison of size of the saber, that's my hand. So as you can gather, these are quite small camera flashes. Now this one's fitted with a Nano Biscuit 4.0, and it's got a tri-cree green white. He felt that would be more appropriate for a 6-year-old than a $150 or more NeoPixel blade for it. And obviously he wants to duel with his son. This customer has 2 previous sabers from me, both being Roman's props, an Inception and the MK1, and he wants to basically be able to duel with his son. His son had a cheap, one of the cheap ones that you would pick up in a supermarket, and he's had a couple of them and they kept breaking basically when he wants to duel with his dad, because obviously they're not built for it. So he wanted his son to have a saber that he could duel with him and be strong enough, and this is it. So elements of the saber, I have this D-ring holder. This part here was an original part from one of my Savage Press staff sabers that I built, and this was a spare one, so I utilised it for this. This screw here, if you unscrew this, it allows the chassis to slide out, so you've got access to the recharge socket, which is a 1.3mm. It's got an 18650 3.7 volt battery, which is 3000 milliamps, so it's got a nice long run time on this. As you know, kids like go crazy if their batteries on things go flat quickly and you got to charge them, and they, is it charged yet? So at least you'll get a bit more run time out of it. It's got KR Sabers Crystal Reveal, or whatever they were called, Darth Maul pommel that KR did. It's also got KR Sabers Graflex pins fitted to it. This is a custom made blade holder that I had made in brass. This is not powder coated, this is real brass, and basically I drew up the CAD design for it and gave it to my machinist, and he machined it for me. This greebly here was actually from a spare greebly from a Mace Windu 89 Sabers. Mace Windu, it's part of the CoverTech clip that usually goes on them. So yeah, there's not really much else to say other than that's to hold the blade holder in position to stop it coming out, and that is the retention screw there, and it's got a ball bearing top tactile fitted to it. So I'll fire it up. So this is a 32-inch blade in it, and I recommend the customer to get probably a 26-inch blade for it, maybe 24 inches even for a 6-year-old to use, just to make it a bit easier for him to handle it. So it's got the standard sound fonts in it. I think I might have added Youngling to it, but it doesn't come up on the font selection like it should do, so I can't remember if I did it or not, to be quite honest. Yeah, I think this is Youngling. So you can see with the blade in, it's nice and sensitive, picks up all the swings. I think that young man is going to be very happy with this saber when he gets it. I'll just pause it and I'll show you the chassis, or rather the recharge socket, and how to access it. So as you can see, it slides out, and that's as far as it goes. There's a recharge socket, and there is the little hole that the grub screw, this grub screw screws down into. Now this chassis will not pull out any further because this screw here goes down into the chassis. There's a slot that I designed into the chassis for a screw to sit in, so that basically when he wants to recharge it, that's as far as it goes. You can't get it to go any further than that, which means that if his son decides he wants to have a little play and tamper with it, then unless he undoes this one and takes it off, he won't be able to. But I'm kind of thinking that his dad will be the one recharging it for him. So yeah, it's just a simple case of sliding it back in and then retightening that grub screw. And if he needs to change any sound fonts, then obviously remove this, take the D-ring holder off, and then the chassis will slide out and he can lift the board and access the SD card on it. Simple as that. So thanks for watching, guys. Bomb out.